In our lives, we often try to stay honest, work hard, and live according to our values. Yet sometimes a single moment of greed, a single uncontrolled thought can change everything. One decision can either open the door to success or close it forever. This story shows how even a good and honest person can fall if they fail to control their thoughts. Many years ago, in a small and quiet town, there lived a young man named Daniel. His life was full of struggle. Every morning, Daniel went out searching for work, earning just enough to survive. Each evening, he returned home tired, ate a simple meal, and slept, only to repeat the same routine the next day. One evening, after another disappointing day, Daniel was walking home with a heavy heart. Suddenly, an old voice called out, "Is anyone here who can help me carry something?" Daniel turned and saw an elderly man standing beside three large, heavy duffel bags. "Yes, I can help," Daniel replied without hesitation. The old man said he needed to reach the next village. He could carry 2 bags, but the third was too heavy. "If you help me," the man said, "I will give you 3 gold coins." Daniel agreed and lifted the bag, surprised by its weight. "It's very heavy," he said. The old man calmly replied, "That's because it's filled with bronze coins." Though it strained his body, Daniel carried the bag and walked beside the old man. As they traveled, Daniel noticed the old man watching him closely. For a moment, Daniel thought the man feared he might steal the bag, but Daniel reassured himself he was not a thief. He believed in earning honestly and respecting trust, no matter how poor he was. Soon they reached the bank of a wide river. Without hesitation, Daniel stepped into the water and crossed with the heavy bag. The old man stayed behind and called out, "I am too old to cross the river carrying these 2 bags. I might slip and drown. Could you please carry 1 more for me? I will give you 3 more gold coins." Daniel agreed, but as he reached for the second bag, the old man stopped him. "Promise me you won't run away with it," he said. Daniel felt offended. "Why would I do that?" The old man replied sadly, "It is hard to trust people these days. This bag is full of silver coins." Daniel felt a flash of irritation. "I am an honest man," he said firmly. "I do not cheat people." He took the bag and crossed the river again. Even the temptation of silver did not shake his values. After crossing, they reached the base of a steep hill. Daniel began climbing, but noticed the old man had stopped. "Why aren't you coming?" Daniel asked. The man replied weakly, "I am too old to climb this hill with the last bag." "Then give it to me," Daniel offered. The old man hesitated. "This bag has gold coins. If you run away, I will never catch you." Daniel grew frustrated. "I have lived honestly all my life," he said. "I once quit my job because they asked me to lie. I would never betray someone's trust." After a long pause, the old man handed him the final bag. "Go ahead," he said. "I will follow slowly. Wait for me on the other side of the hill." Daniel lifted the heaviest bag and started walking, leaving the old man far behind. As Daniel walked alone, a dangerous thought entered his mind. "If I run away now," he thought, "that old man could never catch me." Another thought followed quickly. "With all this money, I could be rich for life." His mind continued racing. "He is old. What will he even do with all that wealth? I am young. I could build a future, marry, and live comfortably." These thoughts grew stronger with every step. Daniel's pace quickened, and soon he was running, driven by greed instead of reason. He reached his small house, breathless and shaking with excitement.
He locked the door and tore open the bags, expecting to see gold, silver, and bronze spilling out. Instead, he froze in shock. There were no coins at all. The bags were filled with ordinary stones. Confusion and anger filled his mind. Why would the old man lie, he wondered. Why would he go through all this trouble? As he searched through the bags again, he noticed a small folded note. With trembling hands, Daniel opened it and began to read. The note said, "I am the king of this land. I have no family and no heir. I am old, and I have spent months searching for an honest person to adopt as my son and make the future king. These bags were only a test. If you had not run away, you would have been chosen." Daniel felt the weight of those words crush his heart. In that moment, he realized what he had lost. His entire life he had been honest, yet one greedy thought had destroyed everything. One moment of weakness had cost him a kingdom and a destiny greater than he ever imagined.
Daniel sank to the floor, overwhelmed with regret. He understood that it was not poverty that had defeated him, but his own uncontrolled thoughts. He had always believed himself to be honest, and he truly was, but honesty alone was not enough. When temptation came, he allowed his thoughts to grow unchecked. The first thought was small: "He cannot catch me." If he had stopped there, nothing would have happened. But the thought grew into dreams of wealth, comfort, and status. Those thoughts pushed him to act against his own values. This story teaches us that even our worst enemy cannot harm us as much as our own unguarded mind. Every action begins as a thought. A thought becomes a word becomes an action becomes a habit, and habits shape our destiny. Daniel's destiny could have been greatness, but his thoughts led him elsewhere. If we want to protect our future, we must first protect our mind. Greed, jealousy, and impatience often appear as harmless thoughts, but if we allow them to grow, they can ruin our lives. Positive and honest thoughts guide us toward peace and success. Our thoughts are like seeds planted in the garden of our mind. Whatever we plant today will grow tomorrow. If we plant greed, we harvest regret. If we plant honesty and patience, we harvest peace and fulfillment. Let this story remind us to pause when temptation comes and to guard our thoughts carefully. One controlled moment can save a lifetime of regret. Choose your thoughts wisely, because they are silently shaping the future you will one day live.